Happy Sunday, and it's me, Maris, and I am here at Oklahoma Healing Connection, and it is time for a weekly energy forecast. And you know, the weather, body, mind, and spirit has been crazy. Vibrations all over the place, a lot of distortion. Those winds, fires. So Mother Nature, she is in an uproar. We have volcanoes erupting. My friend who is from Hawaii had mentioned that, and so Pele's a little angry. So a lot of things going on, a lot of energy going on, and got a bunch that just fell. Don't go away. I had like several that that fell from my hand as I was shuffling. So we're using the Inner Wisdom Compass as I wanted to. I like this deck. I think it's a cool deck. It wasn't very expensive. I bought it on Amazon, and I like the decks that don't have books, because I think that interpretation should be open to the intuitive and not what the book says. You know, Carl Jung said everybody is an intuitive. We just need something to jog that memory, that notion. That's what the cards are all about. You know, I don't think of them as anything other than jogging my memory of what I already know, or what is revealed, you know. Okay, and do we have anything else? No, we don't have any more left in the message, but I do have a nice big thick little section here. Those are the skinny cards, so we're going to go 3 at a time, or 3 cards in a row. I do want to go ahead and smudge again. So I'm so glad that you're here today. Make sure that you love this video. Like, love, something like that, you know. Enjoy the video. How about that? And let me know. Comment something cool. And share the video. Okay, and I'm actually going to run this through here. So my backdrop today are Matthew's caged crystals, and then my Norse bone amulets. I love them. I hope you'll like them too. So that's going to be in our background today. So those are the caged necklaces. These are 10 apiece. And then these are the wire wrapped Norse bone runes. And each one of them has something like this one that I just picked up here is to give strength and courage. This is one of my favorites right here. And that one is to guard against wrath. So I love those. They are the Norse bone runes. Hey Serena, how are you? So our energy that's blowing in, you know, we had a really crazy Friday that led into some craziness weather-wise, fires and all sorts of stuff going on everywhere, especially here in Oklahoma. We've got a lot of imbalanced energy, and so this is really pretty interesting. What I'm feeling through here is a lot of us, or many people, are feeling defeated. That's that feeling defeated, having a lot of doubt. They're not feeling hopeful. There's a lot of yuck energy. That solitude upside down. Oh, how interesting how that did that. The solitude upside down has to, when I'm looking at that, it's this memory, or not memory, but a reminder that you're not alone, even though you feel alone. There's other people that are in an awkward energy or an awkward place that are feeling that I've got to use my Palo Santo here. I'm really feeling sad looking at this first line. But I'm saying is feeling defeated and just they're not feeling connected. They're feeling very disconnected. There's, like I said, a lot of sad energy. A lot of sad energy. Kind of makes me feel sad. When I'm looking at those, I was like, okay. Things aren't going to progress as fast as we would like it to. That's that delay card. That there is there's a little bit of weight, and I'm like, it's freaking, excuse my French. It's Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde at the same time. Okay. So this is like almost like being stuck in between a rock and a hard place, and you really can't move. This is an isolated. So let's look at that second card where it says unique. And what I got in there was the word isolated event. So this is like not something that is like the first of many. This is a fluke. Blue moon. Was it red moon, blood moon, blood moon, kind of experience or incident. This is not going to be what I'm going to call a standard for the next couple of months or couple years or whatever. It's not the first of many. This was an isolated, weird blow, to us, body, mind, and spirit. It was meant to cause a little bit of sense of defeat, and being rejected, dejected, abandoned. But that's really what I'm getting when I look at this third card, which is the suck it up. And I'm like, it's not always a good phrase. When I'm looking at that, let me just bring that up a little closer to you. Suck it up, buttercup. We all make mistakes. Can't have things our way. Now what are you going to do about it? And so it's almost like this sense of a test going, okay, let's just see how strong you are. Everybody here talks about how strong they are, what kind of faith they might have, whether, like that they are in a good place. Are you really in a good place? Okay. And I love this line because guess what? As I'm talking to you and talking about this being kind of like a test to see where we are, if we're strong enough, if we've got this going, boom, what comes up? The strength card. Yes, you are strong to get through this. You're not going to have any major issues. Let me cough. You're not going to have any major issues. What it is more about is, and I'm going to use the word awakening, an awakening, or I like this phrase better, awareness of who you are and where you are, what you're doing, where you're going. So it's kind of like touching base, checking in, universe is going, here, let's give you some chaos and see how you're going to deal with that chaos. So to kind of put it into a working frame here, this energy, when I was a psych nurse on a pediatric unit, I at first thought it was just extremely horrible that I felt that sometimes the people that I was working with were provoking the kids. Only to learn, in my time there, that provocation is really seeing how they respond to a trigger after treatment on the psych unit. So I want you to think of this storm that we've just been through, or we're going through, and we're getting ready to go through. I want you to think of it as that kind of provocation, that kind of test to see how well you respond, how well you react, what you choose to do with chaos, with negative energy, with negative vibration, with, bad things happening or natural disasters, how are you going to react? It's a way to measure that. But one thing that I feel strong confidence with is that we're going to weather through this fine. It's not going to be a great, it's a devastation. Don't get me wrong on that, or say that I'm downplaying it, but we actually start coming together in a much more significant manner. And that's one of the important lessons. So what else do we have in here? And I love this, because this maturity begins when you can take responsibility for your own actions. And that's kind of a hot picture, I won't lie. And I'm looking at it, but let's go with the theme instead of the picture, because I'm going to say it's a two-folder for me here. Okay, so let's go first with the word responsibility, because that's what we can read. And that responsibility plays in with that strength is, again, I'm reinforcing this is a test from the universe to see how well you react, and how you react, and how you step up, what you do when faced with an adversity. Are you going to stay on the low, or are you going to confront that and overcome that? That's what they're looking at in that particular instance there. Now, let's look at that picture and that responsibility. And I'm looking at that, and so the sub reading on this particular card is I'm going to say pleasantly distracted in a good way. Pleasantly distracted in a good way. So this isn't, responsibility is in the obstacle. And we talked about how it plays in with, this is kind of like a test. This is a test. But when I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, holy cow. So this means, are you taking care of your home? Are you taking care of your intimate life? Are you taking care of your personal self? And I'm going to say, when I look at this next card of it's your time, and I'm looking at it together, this is now your time to start bringing this in, body, mind, and spirit. This is where you have your home. This is where your heart is. This is where you place your interest. So even into your work world, this is your time to show everybody exactly what you got rocking and a-rolling, and where your strengths are, how you respond to adversity, how you keep yours together when everybody else is losing theirs everywhere else. All right, so the next row, I am like, seriously? Like, universe, oh, spirit, my God, Holy Spirit, do me better than that. But it's not too bad. It's just got a little bit of a fluke here. So this is the stand your ground, and this is that almost to the last part of the energy that's coming in for our week. And on this stand your ground, I'm going to say you will be offered, and I'm using that word offered like really lovingly. You will have to make some compromises in the things that you do, and I'm feeling it more in your work world, your business world, and less in your home. I feel like the compromises are coming from your work and less from home. Okay, so let's just use a little Palo Santo on that one. Alright, so you're going to be in a position where you're going to have to make a compromise with something, and it may not be the kind of compromise that you really would, like, ooh, I would love to do that. However, when I look at the next card, which is happiness, and happiness is your obstacle, it's one of those things that it's like, and I've got that little song, Don't Worry, Be Happy, playing in the background. This is something that you're not going to, it's really better, you're better off not to own it, that compromise as a burden, but to experience it as a pleasant distraction. To experience it as a pleasant distraction. All right, and then the guarded card is over in our help area. And when I'm looking at that, I'm going to say what I'm feeling in this one is very Mercury retrograde. Things I don't do during Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde. I don't go out and make new friends. Not very often, like purposefully. Hey, Amber, sending you a ton of love, girl. Thank you so much for that drum bag. And I keep wanting to make a video about it, and I promise I will, and I will tag you on it. I love that drum bag. It's very special. So I'm like, so there's some kind of like pleasant distraction. I love it. All right, so when we're looking at that last card, and that last card, remember, was guarded, what I'm going to say on that is this is Mercury retrograde, this is Venus retrograde. This is not the time to go clubbing, looking for a new man or a new woman, new friend, you know what I'm talking about, no friends with benefits. Not the time. This is the time for you to be taking care of you from the inside out. Getting into your groove, clearing out those things that you don't want to carry in with the next season that's coming up, okay? So that guarded is saying, close your gates. You don't need to be making major decisions, major life choices. That compromise at work is not a major life choice, okay? Just to keep keep us, kind of in focus with that. It's a compromise. It might be, I need you to go work in the office down the hall. Hey, everyone's got to take Fridays off. And I'm like, sweet. I don't mind taking a Friday off. Those kind of things. That's the kind of compromise. It's a pleasant distraction. It's nothing that's going to be, to cramp your style. It's really beautiful, in the end, it's going to be beautiful stuff. And it's giving you that opportunity for you to close those gates and put your vibe back get your vibe cleared, get your vibe into a good feeling, beautiful, beautiful spot. So, our last line and where's all this energy going to lead us to? And I'm like, okay, all right. I'm not gonna, all right, so we're gonna start with the challenge upside down, and I'm gonna tell you that some of these things are not a big deal. Other people, or maybe you 6 months ago, would be having a meltdown, but the things coming up in this week are not going to be a big deal. You're going to be able to weather them. I'm getting the word annoyed. Most of your energy will be like, that just annoys me, kind of thing. What are you going to do with that annoyance? If it's just an annoyance and you can't do anything about it, let it go. If it's annoyance and you can do something about it to make it better, go ahead, step up and do it. Okay, just to kind of put it into into perspective. Not retrospect, but perspective. Now, what I find here interesting is that to wrap up the week, we have bridges upside down, and then we have baggage. And I'm just going to kind of call it like I'm seeing it. There's going to be some there is going to be some breakups in relationships, and it doesn't necessarily mean romantic. It can mean partnerships, as in work, friends. And I'm going to say they are not going with a prepared mind. They are not going with a prepared mind. Okay, so when we're looking at bridges upside down and then baggages right side up, what I'm seeing here is that people are gonna choose to burn some bridges that they don't need to be burning, and they're gonna carry that karmic guilt, that karmic debt, that karmic issue with them as baggage for quite a while. Not cool. Okay, chance favors a prepared mind. We all know that there's going to be a lot of minutia. Hi, guys. Come on in. Everything's ready. We all know that everything's going to have a lot of minutia going on, a lot of junk going on. We cannot buy into that. We have to leave it alone, let it go. It's not ours to own. If you choose to play negative energy game, you're going to burn a lot of bridges that you don't need to be burning, and you're going to carry that debt for quite a while. Sit back, enjoy, chill out, be pleasantly distracted. Don't buy into the minutia that makes you burn unnecessary bridges. Or burn bridges unnecessarily. Let me rephrase that. So I hope you enjoyed today's reading. Please give me some hearts on there. I need to build up my algorithm. Comment something cool so that it gets seen. And please share. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. And I will catch up with you soon. Peace. Yeah, peace, love, and harmony.